guys and welcome to Zool Coding. In this video I'll show you how to make your WPF app multilingual using resource dictionaries. We won't need any plugins for this, and it's really easy to add new languages to your application. As always, there'll be linked to all the code in the description down below. I'll be writing this in C#, but there's a VB.NET translation available if you follow the link and scroll down. At the end of this video we'll have an app that looks like this, so that when the user changes languages, the application will translate itself really easily. We'll also save the user's choice, so if they choose French for example, when they reopen the application, it'll be loaded in French. So let's get started by setting up the application to be multilingual. I've gone ahead and created the simple interface for our app. We'll be using 3 buttons to select the language that the user wants to use. You can of course add as many different languages as you want. Our default language will be English, which is why I've disabled that button, and we've also got French and Spanish. Notice that each of these buttons has a tag containing the language code that we'll use later. Currently we've got some hard-coded text in here for the 2 labels, and we'll want to replace that with a link to a resource string, and that resource string will sit inside a resource dictionary. We'll have resource dictionaries for all languages, so all we need to do is apply the correct dictionary for the selected language. Let's start by adding the resource dictionary for English first, and we do that by right-clicking on the project over here, going to Add, and then clicking on Resource Dictionary. Then we need to add a name for our resource dictionary. Let's use American English as our default language, and call it Dictionary ENUS and click Add. Let's now reference our resource dictionary in our app.xml file here. We'll add in a resource dictionary with a Merge Dictionaries property that will contain our English dictionary we just created. Using Merge Dictionaries here allows you to add in other dictionaries that you have, such as for styles, icons and so on. Now let's go back to the main window designer and add our hard-coded strings into the dictionary. An easy way to do this is to select the control, and in the properties panel click on the drop-down arrow next to the content property, and then click on Convert to New Resource. In the pop-up, enter a name for the string, such as title str, and then click on the Resource Dictionary button, making sure we're in fact adding it to the correct dictionary. Then click OK. Now we'll repeat the process for the other label, calling that resource subtitle str. And when we open the dictionary, you can see that the 2 string resources have been added. The application is set up now, so let's add in the support for French and Spanish. We'll want to add in a dictionary for French and Spanish, similar to what we did for the English dictionary. Then we can simply copy everything in the English dictionary over to the other dictionaries, translating it however you like. Let's add the functionality to switch languages now. We'll add in a click event handler on each of the buttons like so. Looking at the code, let's first add in the following imports. And then let's add in a function that will handle changing languages. We'll start by setting the current culture and current UI culture with the provided language. And then we'll substitute in the dictionary for the selected language. We can clear the dictionary that's currently set, and then define and add the right one. We're also going to disable the button that corresponds to the selected language, so the user can click it. We'll enable all buttons to start with, and then use a switch statement to disable the relevant button. Now we've completed our function, let's call it in the click event handler, where we'll pass the button tag, which contains the corresponding language code. Let's test it out. As you can see, I can switch languages really easily, and the correct button is getting disabled. Let's see how we can set a resource string in the code behind now. In the designer, I've added another label control. Let's say you wanted to set the text for this label in the code behind. This could be for many reasons. Maybe the text will depend on a user's action. I've added in another string resource to each dictionary and called it other str. Looking at the code, we'll simply set the text of the label in here so that it'll execute on load. We can use the find resource function with the string resource name to get the value. Let's test it out. The string is being correctly applied to the label, but it's not getting translated when I switch language. Looking back at the code, we'll need to set the text dynamically using the setResourceReference function, passing in the content property and the string resource name. Essentially what we're doing here is creating a reference from the label's content property to the string resource. If I test it again, it works as expected. However, if I select a language that isn't the default and restart the application, the default language appears, not the previously selected one. So let's finish by saving the user's language setting for when they revisit the app. Firstly, go to the Project tab and open the app properties. In the Settings tab, add a new entry called lang and set the default value to ENUS. Now let's go back to the code and make some changes. We'll want to set the stored language on load like so, using properties.settings.default.lang. And then at the end of our setLang function, we'll update the setting and save. Let's try it out. If I set the language to French and close the application, as I restart the application, it loads in French. If you're looking for a real-life multilingual app, I've created a suite of WPF desktop apps that are all open source. I've also made a language learning site which is 100% free. Check them both out in the description down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to keep up to date with the latest from Azul Coding. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.